Hi, I'm Rachel Holmes and welcome to the Rachel Holmes Show, and my guest today is Jayne Nicholls. How are you? I'm very lovely. Okay, question number one. What is your favourite makeup?
Well, I bought a makeup on the plane going to Dubai the other week, and it's Armani fluorescent tint. It's absolutely fantastic.
Preferred exercise?
CrossFit.
Always?
Always. There's bits in CrossFit that I hate and bits in CrossFit that I love.
What do you eat in a day?
Yes, I am super conscious at the moment of what I eat and when for so many reasons. But let me give you an example. Yesterday I ate a mix of oats with coconut milk and fresh fruit, and then this is going to put your fingers in your ears if you're a vegetarian. For tea, I cooked for Teddy and I liver with avocado, seeds and roasted tomatoes.
What's your favourite hobby?
Horse riding.
Favourite book?
I don't have favourite books or films. I just love different things that I read. So in my lifetime, I have a degree in English, by the way. I was
Let's just get that one in.
But no, it was books, and that almost puts you off.
Favourite hair product?
Oh, John, at the moment.
So what do you do? Do you colour your hair? How often do you colour your hair?
Well, do you know what's weird? I've always coloured my hair every 4 weeks. I've just gone to this new hairdresser who's amazing, who tries to get me to go once every 8 weeks.
Favourite clothes shop?
Zara.
Second favourite?
Zara.
Third favourite?
Zara.
What is your opinion on the Brangelina split?
Don't give a fuck. I'm with Jennifer Aniston on this.
She's not really said that.
Get over it. Get over it. Who cares?
Any tips for women in business who've been in business a long time, the same as we have, over 25 years? How do you keep motivated?
Keep changing. Even if people outside can't see the changes, you need to change the way you deal with things, the way you look at things, the way things you expect from people. Because changes do happen. It might seem the same, but we go in cycles. I have to really battle not to change negatively, but to keep trying to be kind and generous in the face of it coming and slapping you back in the face.
Okay. Business chat. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Let's have an overview of the Jayne Nicholls business up to date.
Started in the fitness industry. It's still in the fitness and yoga industry now, so I've expanded, and yoga is a massive part of what I do and what I love to do. So for me, business has always been doing what I love and what I enjoy and what I know about authentically. It's evolved over the years from being a fitness instructor to being a presenter, to being a training provider, to being an innovator, to being someone who's been in the industry for years and is a go-to person really for what's new, what's current, and hopefully someone that people can rely on.
I think as well that people will not know this, but when I first met you all those years ago, you had a company called
Stress Arrest.
Yes.
Stress Arrest.
I
That
know.
was my first ever business.
And that's so relevant now, and that's 25 plus years ago.
Yeah, it is, and it's not something that resonates with me at all now. It was red and black business card, but my next business was called Body Business. And do you know what? That is still me to this day. The colours for that were purple and flesh coloured neutral. Still love it, love the card, I can see it clearly. And I would use that card today as a business to represent my business, and I think that's wonderful.
I love the name Stress Arrest. I think that's
Yeah.
very relevant, very ahead of its time. I mean, that was like 93. You are university educated.
I am.
So why did you not take a real job? Why did you become an entrepreneur?
Because my degree is in English and dance, which is a rather stupid choice, especially at that time.
Well, no, again, totally relevant with what you do now.
I did what I loved. Loved reading and English and
And
language.
grammar.
Yes, and I loved dance. So it was the best time, really. It was fantastic. But didn't want to be a dancer. I wasn't good enough to be a dancer when I left. I did juggle with journalism. But to get into journalism wasn't immediate. To get a job in fitness was bang. You could get a job anywhere in fitness at that time, and that's what I did.
Did you just become an instructor straight from leaving university?
Yes.
Where did you work first?
Hogarth Health
Oh, you
Club
did?
and
Nice.
St James Court Hotel.
And then you moved to Cannons, which at the time was the iconic
Oh,
club
wow,
of the capital, really,
yeah.
wasn't it?
That changed my life because Cannons is in the city of London, and it's where, for some reason, it just became the hub of good instructors, which I wasn't when I joined there. And then fitness professionals came over and they had contacts within Cannons, and it all moved from there.
And I think the membership at Cannons was very special. There's no club, I don't know to this day if it's the same, but it was very professional, a lot of city traders, solicitors, lawyers.
Well, at that time, again, the Financial Futures Exchange was above it, so we got all the coloured jackets. It was so vibrant. You got all the city workers, and it was the only gym. So everyone came to Cannons. There wasn't a gym on every street corner there.
And there was no Canary Wharf then? Was Canary Wharf?
No, there wasn't at the beginning,
Yeah.
because that was a new build.
So you were exposed to that in your early 20s, which is, again, has a massive impact, doesn't it? Just meeting different people at different levels, people from different walks of life.
Yeah, absolutely. It changes you, it develops you as a human being. In order to communicate with those people at that level with what they do, you had to develop a new set of skills far outside of fitness. So to be popular and to have longevity, the skills with communicating with business people.
Yeah.
were
So again,
key.
question comes back to, why did you want to become an entrepreneur? Why were you self-employed? What made you not want to work in a job?
Because everything was so, we're Thatcher's generation, and everything was so available to us. So I saw these people in the city that had a lot of money and were doing really well, and I don't see why we couldn't do that in fitness. So, you know, it wasn't just being a fitness group exercise instructor. There was no third party. It was, let's teach group exercise within these financial institutions, which we did. We went into BT, went into HSBC, we went into Nomura and taught corporate fitness. We did PT, we did everything that was available to us. And with that came different avenues or different streams of income.
And you were probably one of London's probably first personal trainers.
Personal trainers,
and
yeah.
in-home personal trainers.
Yeah, I used to go to people's homes, and I had clients that I retained for years. Clients with illness, clients with business. I only ever trained people that I gelled with, that I formed a relationship with. It was wonderful, wonderful times.
You carried on at Cannons for a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
Your business started to evolve. What was after teaching classes, running your personal training business, what was the next kind of big leg up, the next step?
Presenting, really. We got sponsored by Nike, which is where we met, and we became presenters. And with presenting came a different kudos and a different, we met so many more people. So it's never for us, I think, being about getting up on stage in front of lots of people. What do we do with those people in front of us, and what more can we give them? They were an audience, and they were also potential clients. So we collected their names, we collected their addresses. When email came out, we collected their email addresses. That created a database of people to sell things to. So the next step for me was to sell group exercise and personal training ideas to this audience.
We both grew up in the fitness industry. We started very young, 18, 19. We're now mid-40s and beyond.
50.
So we've kind of been through our whole life working in business,
Yeah.
which has had its ups and downs.
Yes.
We've been through lots of different things, the same as everybody else. How do you manage to stay resilient when things are happening personally or things aren't going the way you want them to go? How have you managed to keep that professional smile on your face?
That gets easier as you get older,
Do you think?
Yeah, it is. The biggest criticism when I was an instructor at Cannons, the thing people used to say to me, Jayne's amazing, obviously, but if she's having a bad day, you know
about it. I know about it now.
Yeah, well, you do because you're my friend, but the client, it's a very rare day that the client would see whether I'm having a good day or a bad day. So
What,
that
now or
never
then?
happens. Never happens now. In fact, a good day at work will relieve any stress. So business isn't stress for me. I've cultivated it so that it's not a stressful process at all. It is still to this day something that I love, which is why it's taken so many man hours. Well, the amount of time I've spent doing what I love and doing my business, other people have spent having families and making relationships. And that's just the way it is. It's been a very different route. I blame Thatcher, or I congratulate Thatcher.
The whole landscape of fitness has completely changed now with the advent of social media.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it. What's your thoughts on social media? Which platform do you prefer? Do you like it, loathe it? Is it something you have to do, want to do? Where do you stand on it, honestly?
The biggest platform for me is Facebook, and I focus purely, really on Facebook. I do Twitter, and I enjoy Twitter. I enjoy seeing what other people are doing on Twitter, but from a business angle, I don't make the most of it. I love Facebook. As you know, I am Facebook elite because I've been given the shop on Facebook, and I enjoy targeting and I enjoy learning about it. It's taken me a lot longer, obviously I don't jump into it as you have, so it's a relationship that, like all of my relationships, that I trust and believe in now, so I use Facebook. Obviously there's things we see too much on Facebook. I strongly believe that. We see way too much, we hear too much, and people are not what they seem on Facebook. But once you've learned to deal with that and get over it, you can spot it a mile off, I think. The other things, I don't understand this. This is the thing, let's film you talking about this and put it straight up. And I don't get that. It doesn't resonate with me, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why people need to see bits of me that I don't want you to see. I just don't get it.
How much of what you put on social media is really you?
Oh, everything's really me, but I would hope it's the side of me that I want people to see, not the private side.
And how much do you say is business and how much is personal?
I would say it's 80% business and 20% personal, roughly.
Your life has completely changed over the last 6 years since you moved to Leicestershire.
3 years.
Is it 3 years?
Yes.
It seems so much longer.
I know.
Since you moved out of London and into the country. How has your life changed?
Gosh, I don't work as much. I work 3 or 4 hours a day, if that. I ride my horse, I walk my dog, I have my partner. I've got a new set of friends. So yeah, it's completely different. It's much more relaxed, much less frenetic. It's wonderful. Leicestershire is a hidden treasure. It really is. The countryside is amazing. But my life changes all the time because I've recently met someone's come into my life that feels the same, and we go off with our horses in a trailer and enjoy the countryside. And do you know, it's allowing yourself to change. In London, it probably wouldn't have been as changeable because it was so regimented. It was work and play have always mixed for me, whereas now I play, that's not work.
What does the future hold? Where do you want to go with it? Where do you want to take all this experience in the fitness industry, all these amazing programs that you've created, all the wealth of experience that you've got? Where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go? I go where it takes me. I don't have massive goals. I don't want to rule the world. But I do, and my fear is that the 17 years, like for example Freestyle Fitness Yoga, which is the biggest part of what I do, training providing, anyone can be a training provider. There's no legacy for me there. If I stop doing that, people will go somewhere else. But Freestyle Fitness Yoga is not that. It's mine. And if I stop doing it, it will die, and that would be such a shame.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I want to do? I want to cultivate how that will progress without me.
Biggest triumphs in the fitness industry?
Freestyle Fitness Yoga, Nike, Group X training, our relationships. Unite, Nova is great. Yeah, I mean, how do I say this to the people who've bought it? That's not my best work. It's Freestyle Fitness Yoga and Fitness Pilates joined together, isn't it? So these are fun things that we've done, but I wouldn't call it... Working with Virgin Active is the triumph. There's been every year, every month, there's a triumph, and that's amazing. In itself, that's amazing, I think.
Any tips or anything, anybody that's watching who's maybe followed you for a long time?
I think the tips are authenticity. Just stop. If you want to build on something, I think you still can. If you want to create something, I think you still can. But if you want to do it, do it. Stop saying, I've got to do Les Mills and I've got to do Zumba, but I don't want to. If you want to do those things, brings up another question. I don't hate them. If that's what you want to do, I think they're amazing. My issue is with people who do it, but don't really want to do it and want to do something else. Because what's happening now is no one's doing something else because they're core. They've been eaten up by the machine and they can't get out. Get out. Get out. Rachel and I mentor people. We help people. It's not hard. Well, it is hard, but it takes a commitment and it takes a level of discipline and ownership and consistency and allowing yourself to change and fail. And I just think that third-party fitness has killed the ability for the instructor to do that. Mm-hmm. And it frustrates them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's sad.
Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the Rachel Holmes Lifestyle Show.